Hey guys, what's up? Bargman Hobo here. Summertime. We are now into summer, and I myself just recently graduated college. But remember, even though you're on summer break, you gotta keep your mind active. And how you go about doing that is entirely up to you. Well, I know how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna play Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader on the Wii, graciously provided by my girlfriend. Thanks, Beth. Love you. Well, I've also set myself a wager. If I'm able to win a round of this, then I get to put on my college graduation cap and say, I am smarter than a fifth grader. And if not, well, I'd have to admit that I'm not. Which will it be? Find out at the end of the episode. You okay? Cool. Anyway. So, should we enroll in Mr. Foxworthy's class, or should we just drop out? Let's find out. It's time to Hobo out! I should also mention that the game does have multiplayer modes, but I wasn't able to test them because I don't know what to do it with. Well, anyway, let's get right back to it. Since this is a game based on a game show, there's no real story here. So instead, we're just going to talk about the show itself. So it was a game show where it asked, well, it's right there in the title, are you smarter than a fifth grader? So you'd have to answer questions from 1st to 5th grade, hosted by Jeff Foxworthy. Now, the original series ran from February 27th, 2007 to September 18th, 2009, and then it was revived from May 26th to September 8th, 2015, and then for some reason got a Nickelodeon reboot that only lasted like from June to November 2019. I'd never even heard of it, and I think there's a reason for that. Right. So, yeah. Also, enjoy the Super Princess Peach footage because I do not want to get a copyright block on the show, the actual show footage. But there's your tidbits, now let's get to the gameplay. Gameplay for Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader is, well, it's a trivia game since it's based on a trivia game show. Basically, you have 10 questions to answer, 2 from grades 1 through 5 about different subjects, social studies, world history, US history, science, and such, and you just answer them. And, well, here's the thing, you have to work with these kids here, right? And there's these cheat systems. There's the copy, the peek, and the save. So, let's say you don't know the answer, and you want to peek, the term peek, at your classmate's answer. You see what they're saying, and then you can go with it if you like it. If not, you can go with something else. If you go with the copy, you take their answer no matter what it is, but that means if they're wrong, so are you. And the save, if you get one wrong, your classmate can save you. But each of these can only be used once, so use them strategically. Now, once you answer the 10 questions, you will be given a prompt. You have to type out an answer. And if you get that right, you win. Now, did I do that? Hold off for that now. When you start a profile, you have to create a character. And you can create their outfit, their skin color, their gender, all that jazz. And, I mean, it works. It's just a visual representation of you. Would have been interesting if you could use your me, but I guess that wasn't meant to be. So, it's creative at last. And I think you can buy more clothes later on, but I wouldn't be able to tell you that. So, what other subjects, like I said? I already gave you a couple, but specifically there's world history, US history, there's science. Guys, if you can tell, I'm kind of stretching this as much as I can because since I didn't really get to try the multiplayer mode, this is going to be a very short review, so I'm trying to fill for time, I guess you could say. So, yeah. And the thing is, well, you're not exactly given a time limit for these questions, at least as far as I can tell. So, what would stop you from just Googling the answer if you don't know it? Granted, yeah, you couldn't do it on the show, but hey, this isn't the show. This is the game. And if you lose, just like in the show, you have to admit, your character admits that they are not smarter than a 5th grader. Wow, guys. I don't even know what else to say here. Like, this is a very short review because I really can't stretch this much further. You're seeing everything that is there to be seen from the single player. I wish I had people to play multiplayer with, but I just don't, so yeah, excuse me while I try and stretch for time. Now, I'm not sure how many questions are on the disc, but they're randomly selected each time, and you get 10 at a time. Here's the thing, you have played this game enough times, you'll eventually get every question. So, eventually, this game would kind of run out of appeal unless you take a long hiatus from it and forget everything, come back, and it's fresh again. But yeah, again, I sound like a broken record, don't I? What can you do? The point and controls are very responsive. I mean, it's the Wii, that was kind of its thing, but it never really fought me where I wanted to go and never accidentally selected the wrong answer by accident, so the controls are fine. Yeah. Okay. I'm officially out of things to say. Graphically, this game is alright. It's not pushing limits of the hardware, but the people look like people, the kids look like kids, and Jeff Foxworthy looks like Jeff Foxworthy. Oh, and speaking of Jeff Foxworthy, I'm not sure if he came specifically and recorded lines for the game, or if they just pulled his lines straight from the show, but it does sound like him, and he sounds like he genuinely wants to be there. And the kids, well, they all sound like kids. Now, this game tried really hard to feel as much as it could like an episode of the show, and though I haven't really watched the show, what I've seen, it more or less succeeded. So yeah, it looks fine, sounds fine, the music is good, the voice samples are fine, visuals look okay for what they are. Since I'm kind of out of things to say again, here's a little thing I just remembered. In one of the blue collar comedy things, I think it was called World Tour, you can find on Netflix. Jeff Foxworthy is commenting on how, thank God the kids know the answer on the show, because it would be the shortest show on television otherwise. Welcome to Are You Smarter Than 5th Grader? Do you know the answer? Me neither. Good night, everybody. Yeah, filler content. But hey, nothing new, right? So, that is Are You Smarter Than 5th Grader on the Wii. How's it? Let's look ahead and see. How's gameplay? Well, for a trivia game, it's pretty alright. It serves its purpose. It's responsive, and I'm sure it's something you could bust out at a party. So, it plays just fine. Well, the thing is, though, there's no timer on the question, so what's going to stop you from just Googling it? I admit I even asked my Alexa for answers on some of them, but, whatever. Now, as for presentation, it's fine enough. For a Wii game, it's fine. Jeff Foxworthy sounds like Jeff Foxworthy and looks like Jeff Foxworthy, although I don't know if they just pulled lines from the show or if he came in and recorded lines for the game. I'm not sure. But either way, he sounds like he actually wants to be there, so good on him. So yeah, it looks okay, plays fine, and if you're not into trivia, odds are you won't care for it, but like I said, if you're into it, then you might want to bust it out at a party, but in my case, we'll just say that it's decent. Oh, and also, time to answer the question. Was I able to finish the game? Well, I was able to get to the last question. Well, but despite recently graduating college, I'm not smarter than a 5th grader. Mom and Dad would be so proud. Well, that does it for this month's episode of Bargainman Reviews. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, please like, comment, and subscribe. Ring the bell if you like notifications, and join me next month, and probably over the course of the summer, as I tackle a project I've been wanting to do for years. What is that? Well, somebody once told me that you'll have to wait and see. Until then, this is the Bargainman Hobo saying, be brave, dare to play. I'll see you guys next time. Hobo out!